So have you ever wondered what it might sound like to take a vintage Japanese Les Paul and install some lovely Warman pickups in? No, I haven't either. Shall we find out? Hi folks, welcome back to the bench. We are of course back, this time doing some pickup installations. I thought it'd be really cool to do a before and an after on this absolutely vintage gem. I'm going to get you in the studio in just a second. Let's have a listen to the original pickups, then we can get to work and see what these sound like. See if you can hear the difference. See you in the studio. So for the gear nuts, I am going through a Boss ME70 pedal into a Roland Cube 30 bass amp. Yes, I use a bass amp. Feel free to shout at me in the comments. I just like the sound of it. This is in the Tony Iommi tuning as well, as per our customer request. So this is the neck pickup. That's meaty. We'll go for our middle. For our bridge. That's on the clean. Distortion. We'll go distortion on the bridge. Into our middle. And then lastly our neck. Right. Back on the bench. So in order to get access to the pickups, we've got to get these strings off, so off I go. I'm always asked why I wear an apron, and it's for this exact reason. When we're removing any hardware, we don't want this falling off while we're tipping it up and down. And how many times have you done this and you've put one of these down and you can't find it? So my apron, it can't go missing. Providing I don't lose my apron. Anyway, forget that. Over the years we've done thousands of these things and it never ceases to amaze me some of the things you can find inside these cavities. Cobwebs, old bits of tape, blue tack. There was that one occasion where I found someone's toenail inside. Ugh, that was grim. Right, let's have a look. Well, that looks quite clean considering I don't know what I was quite expecting. So obviously we've got our neck and our bridge volumes. We're going to be desoldering our pickups in a moment, but I actually think that looks quite nice and clean in there. So for those wondering why the neck is black and the body doesn't match that colour, this featured on one of our Workbench Wednesday series, and the owner of this guitar had the damaged neck and decided to take it upon himself to create a little bit of a Franken Paul. We're not going to be replacing all of the pots and all of the wiring. We still want to try and keep this as authentic and original as we can, but we're going to stick in these Warmans. So I'm going to get desoldered. Let's pull them out and then have a look at the wiring. And it's at this point of the video, folks, where I have to just generally chit-chat to you. I could speed it up and you could see it all done, but it's always nice to catch up with everyone. So what is your oldest guitar in the collection? Do you have a Les Paul like this? Have you ever done any of this kind of modification? And if so, what would be your choice of pickups and gear? Get these stripped off, have a think about the answers, drop them in the comments. We've desoldered the two pickups, let's pull them out. Let's see how much trouble these cause coming out. And, oh, straight out. Absolutely fantastic. If anyone wants to share any of their knowledge on this, I'm going to try and zoom in. They look like the Super 70, which was Maxon. They designed these for Ibanez, so I'm fairly certain these are the Maxon Super 70s. If anyone can confirm that or has any other additional knowledge of the pickups, do drop us a comment below. But we're going to keep these to one side. And the pickups that we are installing today are the Warman HB. It's the P90 matched pair, so the voiced humbuckers, and I think they are what they call the retro fits, which are really cool. Get the mounting screws as well, and it's not going to be too difficult here with our fit. We've got our bears, which they're obviously going to go to ground. That will be our hot. We'll get those rigged up in just a minute, but I'll give you some feedback on these. Our neck should measure in at 7.64 ohms, and then we've got our bridge, which will be 7.73. So they are going to be quite wild. Can't wait to hear them in action. But Warman have claimed that essentially you can have the clarity of a big fat single coil, but obviously without the minimum disruption for modification. So let's get them wired in. So we've mounted our new pickups, and before we get them installed, let's give this a clean and get it all nice and shiny. So there's very, very minimal fretwear here. There's no need to level and dress. We're going to just give them a nice buff and a polish. Let's get this neck cleaned up. So I'll use some fret polish now. We can rub this in by hand. Yes, you can use Dremels, but something of this vintageness deserves the special touch. And that, I think you'll agree, is much better. Just look at those beauties shine. So now that's all done, we can get these back in, wired back up, then we can get strung up, and finally, let's hear it in action. We can now drop these in, and I always share this tip. If we need to work with the guitar on its side, we don't want to risk it falling over. Just grab a clamp it up, and all of a sudden, we're now hands-free. I can get these fitted in. And I can also get a cup of tea while that's staying there. Now here's a little trick that saved me a few hours over the years. I'm about to feed in the bridge pickup, but the wiring is absolutely identical. So in order to tell which one is which, I'm going to put some tape around my neck pickup, and I now know exactly which one is which. Restrung up, and today's choice by the customer is Ernie Ball skinny top heavy bottoms. So if you'd have put something different on, let us know. Now, where did I put the hardware? It's at this point I like to check the wiring, because there's nothing worse than stringing up and we've done something wrong. So I'm going to test first of all our neck pickup. Something metallic. That's sounding good. Let's turn it down. And then we'll check our tone. Oh, very nice. I'll now do the same in the bridge position. Volume down. Lovely. And then we'll do our tone check. Fantastic. Middle. Lovely. Absolutely brilliant. And we're just giving this a last squirt of polish. It has had a full setup ahead of the video being done, so we know that we are already good with our truss rods and our intonation. Let's finally hear it in action, and I'll leave this to tidy for later. Right then guys, same again. We'll do neck, middle, bridge, clean, and then we'll do the same distorted. These haven't been stretched in properly, so they're probably liable to be a little bit out of tune, so do forgive me. Everything else seems good to go. Let's just have a listen. We'll start with clean neck. That's beautiful. We'll go for our middle position. For our bridge. Beautiful. Let's try some distortion. For our middle. Woo! Almost seem like I know what I'm doing. We'll go for the bridge. Now I can't play Paranoid, we'll be done for copyright. What can I play? Something that rips it off. And there we have it, folks. One guitar all done and sorted and pickup exchanged. So let us know, what did you think? Could you hear the improvements? Would you have put these in? First time putting the Warman P90s in for me. I thought they sounded wonderful. Obviously, we're not digitally enhanced. What you heard is what you heard, and it's all coming through the phone. So hopefully you could hear it all right at home. So I better now get to work cleaning up and ready for the next one. But I think I've just got time for a cup of tea. So I'll see you soon, folks. Thank you very much. If you have enjoyed the video, do feel free to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell and hype and everything else that YouTube asks us to ask you to do. We'll see you soon. And as I always say, another day, another guitar. Bye, folks. Bye-bye.